What's up, Minnesota Viking fans? It's good to be back. Just got back from Florida. You got Skoldock here, another episode of House Calls brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. Dave, my co-captain, joining me as always. Dave, I was in your neck of the woods. It was hot as hell.
Didn't even come visit me. What the fuck?
You're a little south, but yeah, we stayed at Cocoa Beach, and it was funny because it wasn't
3 hours.
Yeah. So our park days at Disney, it was 90 plus, no wind in sight, just hot days. And as soon as we took off to Cocoa Beach, that weather went down to 75 and windy. But sure as hell beats Chicago weather, so I can't complain. We had a great time.
Yeah. Last time I was in Cocoa Beach, I saw a rocket go off. It wasn't one of Elon's either, I don't think. I forget whose it was.
SpaceX, right? Or was it?
I don't know. I can't remember which one it was. Might have been Elon.
It's funny because there was supposed to be a rocket launch legit every night that I was there, but it was too windy, so they kept canceling them. And some of those launch windows, like the first night was like 7 to 9 p.m., like a normal time. But some of those launch windows for the subsequent nights, like Thursday and Friday night when I went out there, was like 1:14 in the morning, 1:28 in the morning. And I stayed up because I'm on Central Time and I don't go to bed till like that time anyways. So I wandered outside and there's a Taco Bell parking lot like right next to us that I'm standing in at like 1:30 in the morning. Super shady with all these cars that were going by me. I'm like, yeah, this thing ain't happening. They canceled it, of course, stayed up for nothing.
People dropping by to see if you're selling something.
Yeah, exactly. Illegal. But dude, I am excited to be back and talk some Minnesota Vikings football because it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I haven't talked about it since we last talked. So awesome.
And we're to that time now in the off season where it's just like, oh, next Thursday can't get here fast enough. It really can't. I love the draft, dude. Inject the draft into my veins.
Years ago, 1992, sit in my 92, sit in my dorm room watching my 19-inch Zenith television, cable television, watching the draft for was it 2 straight days, Saturday and Sunday, I think back then. Now it's an entire event, travels, everything. Used to be at the Radio City Music Hall. Now it's all over the country. It's awesome.
They've made it into like a reality TV show now almost, with the amount of coverage that goes into it and everything. It's so fun. I've already watched the movie.
I'm so glad there's fewer players showing up now. Not like, yeah, that was ridiculous.
A couple of those guys are questionable though. Like a couple quarterbacks there, Milrow and that other guy, Jackson Dart, like they might be sitting there for a while. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Milrow was like a 3rd round pick and they invited him, which is kind of weird to me.
Hey, it's still day 2.
Yeah, true. True.
That's happened. I forget what's his name. He used to be with Seattle. Now he's with the Raiders. What's his name? Quarterback.
Geno Smith.
Smith. Yeah. So yeah, he was like he fell into the 2nd round, right? He was the only quarterback his first quarterback taken. He fell in the 2nd round, and they didn't show up because he didn't bring a second thing
change of clothes.
So he went out, came in. He came in like a cardigan the second day.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. But hey, it worked out for him finally.
Jalen Hurts, I think he was a 2nd day pick. He waited in the green room the whole time.
I mean, he had to think that. I mean, I thought it was a great pick, honestly. When he got drafted in the 2nd round, I thought, man, he's excited, man. I think that was a good shot, and it worked. It's working out for them.
For sure. What is there to talk about, man? Anything happening? You see any news lately?
Well, I put, Jalen Ramsey trade potentials out there. Hey, what's up, man? Come here. All right.
What's up, little guy?
Go Vikes. Go Vikes. Vamos Vikingos. Say Vamos Vikingos. Yep.
Vikingos. All right. Little man making a entrance. Love it.
Yeah.
Bedtime.
Yeah. That kid stays up late.
Mom lets him. Jalen Ramsey. Trade potential. I mean, I'm sure you can get him for nothing, right? Because his contract is so high, but he's an older corner. I saw Asante Samuel Sr. commented on Twitter. He said, bro, you should move to safety. You'd kill it at safety. which wouldn't be a terrible idea. I still think he can get it done as a corner, but I just wouldn't want that contract.
AJ says 7th rounder.
Yeah, seriously, it might take like a 6th, 7th rounder, maybe even a late round pick swap.
Might not even have to take the whole contract.
Right. So what do you think? If there's a scenario where you don't have to take the entire contract and it costs you like a future 7th or a future 6th or even a late round pick swap or something, are you game? How do you feel about that?
How many years on it? Just one?
I don't know off the top of my head. Let's say it's a 1-year deal.
How old is he? If it's a 1-year deal, I don't care how old he is.
Isn't he 31 or something? Jalen Ramsey age.
Will the chat beat us to it?
Help us out, AJ. He's 30 years old.
Oh, that's not bad.
Turns 31 in October.
Did he play all last year?
He had a career high missed tackle rate last year of 19.4%. He allowed a career high reception rate last year of 70.8%. And he had 5 pass breakups in last year, which was 7th lowest of his career. So, not a great year from Jalen Ramsey last year.
I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't. But hey, we've rejuvenated some cornerbacks, and I know he's coming off of injuries from previous years and stuff, so he might not been fully healthy right away.
I still think there's a chance the Packers move on from Jair Alexander, and I'd rather have him. I think the Packers are probably drafting a corner, and they might let go of Alexander after the draft.
What did I say last time we brought him up? Was I'll only accept the trade if they hire a translator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is tough to understand. But he's a good cover man guy.
Yeah.
He's not
tripping over himself.
AJ says that Jair is burnt toast as well, so pick your poison. He's injured. He was injured last year.
Our corners right now, and I do have kind of an answer to that potentially in the draft, but I don't know. It would help. It would make us deeper. Either one will make us deeper. It's okay if it's 1 year, because it gives us another chance next year when we'll have more picks, or potential free agents that come about before the season even starts. Trade potential when we're undefeated at week 8, and of course. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. I would accept those those trades. I wouldn't want to use all 25. Waste $25 million. I wouldn't want the whole $25 million contract. I wouldn't want that. I'd probably say no to that. But I don't think the trade. I think it'd be a future pick because what picks do we have this year? So yeah, it's I don't think it would hurt. And then the same way with Jair Alexander wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I would sign both guys if they were cut as a flyer.
I'm not apathetic. Price. I'm apathetic about it.
Yeah, same. I do think that you need to add at least one quality guy to the room, whether that's the draft, like we're going to talk about, or one of these older vets, but at the right deal. Yeah,
and we're reuniting father and son.
Yeah,
according to AJ.
Yeah, Jair got scared the entire year last year.
Yeah, we scared the entire year. He was afraid to get a whooping by his both papas. Both papas.
Who did Addison go up against where he ran the little stop route and then the turn and go and burn that Packer to the right side of the end zone in Minnesota last year? Addison is just everyone's father on that team.
Yeah,
he makes any Packers cornerback his bitch. Yeah.
He owns the fucking Packers, man. He's crazy.
And part of that is because they got like 4 dudes watching Jefferson, which was also the Bears' strategy when they played. He's got quadruple coverage at all times. Yeah. Ballantine. You're right. That's who it was. Yep. Straight up owned his ass. So let's jump into some draft talk here. Dave and I came up with a list of guys who we would stick and pick if they make it to 24. Dave, do you want to lead off with one of your guys?
Yeah, let me go to the. Now, I like one of your guys better than this guy,
Okay.
but I would have a tough time saying no to him. Let's see, he's not there. Okay, I got. Pull him up here. Kenneth Grant. The nose tackle we've always wanted, 330, big dude, 6'4". I had reservations early on, looking into him. I thought maybe he didn't have he just wasn't um uh, I don't know. I just thought he'd get tired. That's what I was thinking. He would get tired. He wouldn't be able to play enough snaps to be that effective. I don't think that way anymore. I think he'll be fine, especially after off-season training. Hopefully, he's taking it seriously. Hopefully, going into the off-season with the Vikings will get him ready for the season. So I'm not worried about that. I just think he's tough to handle. He does have pass rush ability. He's a sure tackler. And the thing I like about a defensive lineman is his eyes being in the backfield. The offensive linemen are blocking, but they don't know where the guy's going from behind him sometimes. And he will look. He'll make sure he knows where he's going, and he'll meet him at at the right angle. And then he cleans up. He's picked up a lot of turnovers, people, strip balls and stuff like that. This guy jumps on the ball. He's not afraid of contact. He'll get double teamed. He's Michigan stunted a lot. He's athletic in that purpose for a big guy. I think all around this is a guy as a prototypical nose tackle that could do get some NFL weight room under this guy and technique, and he could just take off. And he's young.
Yeah, I love everything you just said. Excellent breakdown, partner. And what I would add is that when you take a guy like Kenneth Grant, you are improving two positions at once because you are moving Harrison Phillips out to a more natural position, and you are not asking a smaller defensive tackle like Harrison Phillips to be that guy in the middle that just eats up these double teams like he's been doing. And he's been doing a great job with that. But as the season wears on, Harrison Phillips is a guy that has issues keeping the weight on. And so at the end of the season, he does break down. So I love Kenneth Grant for all the reasons that you mentioned, but I just want people to understand that he does have a pass rushing skill set right now. And there's a lot of ability to improve his pass rush skill set. When Dexter Lawrence came into the league, he was not a ready-made product rushing the passer. He needed some development. And I think Kenneth Grant's ultimate ceiling is something like that, not as good as Dexter Lawrence, but something like that. Just a monster in the middle. And a tier down, would be Linval Joseph. I think that he could be a Linval Joseph type. And so
I could definitely see that. And
Linval could push the pocket, much like Kenneth kind of showed us in college. He can push the pocket, win slowly. And I'd like to see Kenneth Grant win with a little bit more finesse and speed at times, but still have the ability to have a good bowl. But yeah, I'm right there with you, partner. I think that he's one of my guys as well. If he's there at 24, it's going to be a tough trade down. And it's going to be a scenario where if the Vikings trade down with a guy like Kenneth Grant on the clock, I'm really going to be skeptical of what the return is, right? If it's kind of a poor return, I'm gonna be like, oh, that doesn't sit right with me. So definitely love that pick by you.
Yeah, and I don't know if people already know this, but I'm a big hands guy. 10 and 1/8-inch hands. When you can control a guy, wrestling, it's freaking hands. If you can grab on a guy and you can control him, that's great. But bench press 22. What's his wingspan? 81 and 2/8. It's ridiculous. 31-inch vert for a 330-pound dude. That's explosiveness. So there's athletically, he's just completely fine. And 5'11", second 40, not a huge deal for a nose tackle. More athletic skills like that. showing me that a vert. I wouldn't mind seeing his 10 split, but it doesn't have it here. But yeah, physically everything about him just says nose tackle. So
Mhm.
I'm great with him.
Which
Who's
is a
who?
different position than Jonathan Allen and Jonathan Hargrave, by the way. So I don't think it's redundant to take a guy like him, despite just signing
Yeah,
two defensive tackles. And also, people need to realize that these defensive tackles are not going to play every snap. They are going to need to rotate in. So you're going to need to be 4 DTs deep if you want to be a good defensive line. Which brings me to my first guy, Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon, 6'5", just absolute monster of a man. He is more he's kind of I would say he's more of a 3 technique in his ability to win with speed in the middle, but he still has a great bull rush and he can take on double teams. He's a really well-rounded defensive tackle. What's up, Skull Mafia? Welcome in, bud. Derek Harmon is a really well-rounded guy that early in the process was being mocked in the late first round or early second round. And now I'm seeing mocks with him all the way up at like 12. So who knows where he's going to end up going? I do think that his style of play is going to suit multiple teams and multiple schemes. So he could be a guy that goes earlier and he could potentially not make it to 24. But 6'4", 6'5", 313, from Detroit. So that'd be nice, just bringing in the Detroit guy to start, shit on the Lions, because we need we just need some justice like that. Like, we got to get those Lions, dude. I think 5 in a row against them in the hole. We got to turn that around. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Derek Harmon? I just think if he's at 24, I'm not trading down. I'm taking that guy.
well, I mean, he's gonna be versatile. He was in and outside, if I'm not mistaken. And look at the hands even bigger. I love the hands. Arm length though is crazy. Wingspan even crazier. Just size wise, he's deep 313. He's not a small dude. 40 time, he's better than Grant. But again, I think this guy, it just makes him more versatile, where he could play inside and outside. But putting him at defensive end is very intriguing for me. In a 3-4 defense. So I mean, I think it would be tough to pass up.
So if you're staring at Kenneth Grant and Derek Harmon, which guy are you taking over the other?
Just because the need, the I would go with Grant, just because the nose tackle we always wanted and never had. I think Harmon's gonna be a little more redundant and not special enough to make me go, Daddy. Wow. Unlike the other guy you're gonna be talking about. What's up, man? What do you got? Who put you in jail? A kid walks in with handcuffs on.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh. That's what every dad wants to see. I
have a kid.
I'm right on the fence with those two guys. I flip a coin, man, because I agree with you that Harmon is pretty much what you get with Jonathan Allen and Hargrave. That is a little bit more redundant. But when you look at the contracts of Jonathan Allen and Hargrave, they're basically 2-year contracts. And if you hit on a guy like Derek Harmon, that's a guy that stays with your team for 10 years. Those guys don't hit free agency. So this is a short and long play type of pick. I'd be perfectly fine with him over Grant if that's the way the Vikings go. But both guys, sign me up for it. Kwesi taking a position of absolute weakness and picking one of those guys, making it into an absolute strength, would be a home run.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think it. Yeah, it's no. Both of our your guy is a little lower on, maybe rated on the list. I think that we might still be able to go down and get him and go and double up, right? Where we get the pick in him. Just at least off the draft buzz chart that I'm looking at here, he's like ranked 31st or something like that. But I'm sure other places have him higher, and I think I've seen that. But that would be a steal if we were able to trade down and get a Harmon. You want me to go to my guy? There's the curveball. Here's the curveball. All right, let's go. Let's go to my guy. I'm in love with this dude, Omarion Hampton. I would not cry in my soup if we got a prototypical running back. What I like about him is he hits the hole. He sees the hole. He's got burst. He's got plenty of breakaway speed. He's not Adrian Peterson where this guy is just a super muscle that nobody can bring down, but he's still up there. He's still right below that type of tough to bring down running back. I think yeah, for his size, he's got change of direction. Um, he's one of those guys that's like, high hips, long legs, but still can get his pad level down. I think he's a short yardage guy, but my big thing about him is his burst. The people are not expecting when he breaks that line of scrimmage, he's like in a next gear to me. And that's when I look for a running back, I'm looking for a guy that's decisive like he is and then can change direction well enough. And I think he's above average, but that burst is what really sets me off. And again, throw the cherry on top. He's got plenty of breakaway speed to get down the field. What do you think about him, man?
I totally agree with you. Obviously, running back would be a complete luxury pick because it's not at the high on the list of needs right now. With bringing in Jordan Mason, which was a move that we all loved for very low cost, not a big contract, but the perfect complement to Aaron Jones, who is likely sticking with the Vikings for at least this year, maybe 2 years, but it's looking like probably just a 1-year deal for Aaron Jones. So just looking at this year, you bring this guy in, you have a 3-headed monster with an offensive line that's much improved at run blocking. This team would be so fun to watch on offense, running the football with these 3 guys, keeping them fresh. I would love it. It would be out of left field. I'd be super shocked. But this is one of those guys from a talent perspective that he shouldn't make it to 24. You know what I mean? And it's just because he shouldn't be there. And it's just
because got him ranked in the 30s too, or 29, 30 here too in this list. But yeah, I agree with you there.
Oh, he's a talented football player. He should be picked before the 24th pick, but I'm a big component or proponent of the idea that teams who are ready to pick a running back in the first round, they should pick a running back in the first round because you get 5 years of cheap control of that running back, and then you can tag them. So 6 years of running back control is their entire career. You know what I mean? Which sucks for running backs. It really does. They need to do something with the next CBA because they're getting screwed. But that's just the reality of the running back position and the market of the NFL. So if you're a team that has everything figured out and you're ready to pull the trigger on a stud running back in the first round, do it. And do you think the Vikings are there? I would say they're not. I think they're a year away from being there because I do think that we have a need at corner, offensive guard, defensive tackle. Like we have needs or we could fill going into this year. But hell, I would not be upset at Omarion Hampton being your running back for the next 8 years.
My kid showed up with a neck roll now.
Oh,
he's ready. He's ready. All right. Yeah. I mean, I think actually, I think the NFL took a turn this last year, and started valuing the running back more going into this last season. I think you might agree with that, especially with contracts. They started paying them again. And with the 2 deep zones and everything, running backs have gotten more valuable. Hell, offensive interior linemen have gotten more valuable. Offensive tackles have got more value. The running game with it's always a trend, and the last trend is this 2 deep zones. And I think running backs that can break in the second level and burn by a safety is a valuable dude. And it would shock me that he's still here. There's 2-3 running backs that shock me that would still be here. I still think the Ohio State running back could be more likely, in early second round or whatever, and that I wouldn't mind taking, which is I think he's visiting the Steelers now. I would take him here almost if it was another draft because this running back class is so deep. But we just have other priorities, other needs, which I'll show in my other pick. But I just something's at 2 North Carolina running backs. So, but this is a different. He's different. This guy is definitely different.
Yeah, man, I agree. It'd be
Did I say he was
fun.
different?
Yeah, I think so. It would be fun as hell. It really would. Would not hate it at all, for sure. So let's go on to my next guy. I'm going to pull up Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia. And that might scare some people. Like, if this is the pick on draft night, what percentage of Vikings Twitter is going to be, oh my God, another Georgia safety? Quasey's so cooked, right? Like,
I'm going to blame you.
You're going to blame me?
Yeah.
So
you called it. This is his pick.
I mean, this guy couldn't be much different from Lewis Cine and the way that they play football. Malachi Starks is so fluid in coverage. Did you see the play where he did like a 360 spin in midair to pick off the football, just high point it? It's one of the most beautiful.
I did, but I have a bad memory.
It's one of the most beautiful interceptions I've ever seen. This guy can play anywhere in the secondary. He's played outside corner. He's played nickel. He played deep safety. He's played in the box. He's an extremely smart football player. He's an excellent leader. He's got really good athleticism. He did run a 4.5 in the draft, but that's good enough for a safety in the NFL. That's fine.
Yeah, good 10-yard though.
Harrison Smith ran 4.5. So
look at his 10-yard though, 151.
Yeah, that's really good.
Percentile.
Do I think he's going to make it to 24? No, I don't. But there's a world where somebody falls in love with the safety from South Carolina, Eminwari, and he falls to us. And in that case, I'd say sure. Is safety the best position to take in the first round in terms of, like just using your draft capital wisely? Probably not. Same with guard. But what I would say is that Harrison Smith, this is got to be his last year, I would think. And Theo Jackson is set to start opposite him. That's fine. I think he's a good player. I'm excited to see what he can do. But when you have the opportunity to draft a blue chip guy like Starks falling to 24, you just take it, man. It's like the movie Moneyball, where they said, they're going to bunt, just pick it up and throw them out. Say thank you, right? If the NFL is going to give you Malachi Starks at 24, turn in your card and say thank you.
Your School Mafia says Colson Loveland. I actually was going to look at making him one of my 3, but I decided I didn't want to do a tight end in the first round. I can't do it. I can't do a tight end in the first round unless I guess I would have to really look at him.
But you know what the issue is with tight end?
What's that?
The issue with tight end is that their development curve is so slow. They usually say that you're developing your tight end for the next team, which is pretty much what happened with TJ Hopkinson.
It's happened to a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes like 5 years for those guys to develop for whatever reason. It's just a really tough position to come in, which makes what Brock Bowers did and for the Raiders so damn impressive, because that guy was awesome in his first year.
So I would just have Malachi Starks. I get it. I get everything you're saying. I get everything what everybody else is saying about him. And I know people love him. I just safety in first round. The same way I feel like about tight end in the first round. Yeah, he's better be special. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I get it.
I'm not even throwing out Cine. I'm throwing Cine out the window. I'm not even saying, but yeah.
Looking at
you gotta be special.
When we took Cine, his draft profile to me, and I'm not trying to be like Mr. Draft Guy, I'm always right or anything, but to me, I didn't see Cine's draft profile as like, oh, that's a blue chip player who's going to be the next Harrison Smith. I didn't see that. Like with Starks, I see a world where that guy is one of the best 5 safeties in the NFL for years to come. I think he's that good, Dave. I think he's a really good player.
And again, I'm throwing Cine out the window with that.
So conversely, Eminwari, the other safety from the Gamecocks, he scares me because I think he's a little bit of a combine warrior. And I think he was the number 1 safety in like the last 30 years at the combine. He had that good of a workout. But from what I've heard from other people breaking it down, they like him. Everyone likes him. but I don't know if everyone thinks he's a first round talent because of his quick twitch, reaction, reading the plays type of thing, which is
He's
super important
fast.
for safety. Oh yeah, dude,
He's fast.
you look at his combine workout, he had like a 40-inch vert. He's fast as hell. He just blew everything off the charts. But he can take poor angles. He's slow to diagnose plays at time.
Size-wise, he's great.
He could be better in run support. He's not the best in run support despite his huge size and his speed. He's actually better in coverage. So that's the guy where I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Run the 3-cone drill.
I'd be a little
the 3-cone drill.
Personally, I'd be a little bit uneasy with that pick. I'd be a little nervous because that one does remind me a little bit of Lewis Sane. Just an absolute workout warrior.
If you're a defensive back and you go to the combine and you don't run the cone drill, I don't get it. So, but his 40 times ridiculous. His verticals 99 percentile. His broad jump is 100 percentile. I mean, apparently that's the best ever. Oh my god! And he benches 20 times. That's crazy. Yeah, you're right. He is a workout warrior. That is crazy. So should I go with my other curveball?
Yeah.
All right. So I really thought highly of Kyrie Jackson, man. I really thought so highly of him. And I feel like I see a lot of Kyrie Jackson, even though he was a 4th rounder. I still think he had first round talent. Probably would have went in the 2nd round if it wasn't for some, changing colleges all the time. But we got Siobhan Rebel Jr. here. I feel like 6'2". He's not as tall as Kyrie, but I mean, he just looks long out there. 4'4", 40. So I think he's got the speed. I think his vertical. He can jump up. He didn't do it here apparently at the combine, but I think when you look at his highlight reel, 4 plays were from Michigan game. In the tackling running backs at the goal line, and jumping up, crazy leaping ability with one arm, knocking a perfect pass down from JJ McCarthy from 2 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So it's, he competed well against big schools and small schools. Obviously, he's from East Carolina, but showing that he had the ability to play against a Michigan that won the national title game. It was impressive to me. But really, I like his length. He looks like he could be, he can go with the big receiver that I've always wanted, a 6'2" corner. Just size wise, he's all right. He's not 200 pounds, but he's 195. That's not small. Wingspan almost 80 inches. I think he's got decent ball skills. But what I really like about him is I think he's an impact player right away because he's a hell of a good special teams player. Block kicks. Someone did a fake punt and he freaking sacked the quarterback or sacked the guy they were snapping it to before he could get the ball off. Smart player, can play special teams, and I think he could develop and he doesn't need to start right away. But he can compete easily right now as a special teamer, but could step in there as an outside cornerback, in my opinion.
I love it. I totally agree with you. This guy, like if you see a picture of him, he's like just sculpted. He's what your cornerback. Oh, yeah. He's like what you want your corner to look like. He's long.
He looks like Rhodes a little bit.
Yeah, he looked like he looks like Rhodes.
A little thinner,
but he's long and tall, like Rhodes. That's a good comparison. And he's fast as hell. He's just like the physical specimen that you want to match up against the freaks, right? It'd be fun watching him go up against Justin Jefferson in training camp because it's just 2 uber athletic people going at it. And for me personally, I don't know if you guys have seen this on Twitter. I've talked about this with how far ACL reconstruction has come medically throughout the last 10 years. Athletes are doing better than ever, faster than ever off of these surgeries. And Adrian Peterson kind of set like the tone for this, like the future of athletes recovering from these ACLs. But all of these guys are coming back strong, and we're seeing less and less recurrence from ACLs. So it does not bother me, to be honest. What bothers me more is the hip from Benjamin Morrison, the corner from Notre Dame, who is a very talented guy who has like top 15 capability from a talent perspective. And I love the player. The hip injury just scares me though, because he's had 2 surgeries on it. He's number 5 right there on the list, Benjamin Morrison. If that's a guy the Vikings traded down and did take in the second round, I would be excited for the player because he's a damn good football player, awesome in zone coverage, read and react type of player. But the hip does scare me for sure.
Any other guys that you kind of like honorable mention?
I got one more guy on my list, my last guy.
Oh God, I forgot. Oh yeah, shit, yeah, the guy. I would take this guy, no problem.
Yeah, and we should
be my number 1 out of the 6 people that we chose here.
We should rank our 6, but my last one is Walter Nolan. And we saved him for last because we talked about 3 different defensive tackles, which to me shows the strength of the class with the defensive tackles. Now, Walter Nolan is the most 3 technique type of defensive tackle that we've talked about. This guy is lean as he's the Aaron Donald mold, right? He's lean. He's the 296. He's the lightest one. And he's got violent hands and a very fast first step, kills you with speed, was damn near unblockable at the Senior Bowl. He's just lightning, dude.
I write his name down hand on the draft card.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, that's how I feel.
Now, I've heard that he can have attitude problems from what I've heard behind closed doors. So maybe a little bit of character concern there. But shit, I think our locker room can handle this guy. You know what I mean? So I'd be so stoked with this type of player. If he reaches his potential, you're talking about a Chris Jones type of impact player in the middle who really just wreaks havoc on quarterback. And he's going to make the job of Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner, and Grenard so much easier.
I mean, this be instant impact.
He's only 21 too. And first
Turner.
In his first year, you just put him in there on pass rushing downs and you say, go get him.
Yeah.
So if I had to rank our 6 here, I'd probably put Walter Nolan first. I think we agree on that.
100%. There's nothing I don't like about him, man. There's nothing I don't like about him.
I don't know if he's going to be able to hold up on double teams. So, but I don't know if you're going to ask him to. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be smart and put him in the right situations.
He's so quick, though. You got to be fast to get that double team. I've seen him like split defenders before. But yeah, teams aren't going to try to double team him though this early on, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if he's in there and the other guys are in there, they're not going to say, "Oh, let's double team the rookie." Right? I just feel like he's just so fast and he has a bull rush. He is strong as F when he's a bull rushing. I don't even know what is this. The bench is 27. That's 47 percentile, but
that's freaking crazy though for his size. That's really good. Yeah.
And
so I'm ranking the 6 guys. I'm putting Walter Nolan at the top. I think I'm going to follow that up with Harmon second, Kenneth Grant third. So for me, it's the defensive tackles topping my list 1, 2, 3. And then I'm probably going with Malachi Starks after that. And then I would go Ravel, the corner, and then finally I'd go with Hampton because running back is just a little bit more luxury to me. And then also the one more thing that I would say is for Ravel, your corner, I'd actually prefer maybe a small trade down before taking him at 24.
100%.
Personally.
Yeah, I just wouldn't cry if we drafted him.
No, same. I would prefer Zabel personally at 24 over the corner, I think. But Zabel's another guy for me where I'd like a small trade down to get him as well.
Not much different. I mean, I would take what did we say here? Nolan. I'd go Grant just because I like the nose tackle. Then Harmon. Um, I would probably. I'm probably going Omarion Hampton just because I like him so much over your safety.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll go your safety and then Siobhan Revel Jr.
Yeah.
just because of the small school.
I think it's interesting that we all hold the defensive tackles in such high regard. Why do you think that is? It's just the talent of that class?
I think it's the talent. Well, I just think Nolan's that good.
Me too.
I think he's possibly top 10 in another draft, maybe. That's I think I look at him. I'd probably say he's better. If I saw him and Dallas Turner in the same draft, I'm not sure I wouldn't take Nolan over Dallas Turner. That's how it's just. Well, and there's a lot of other positions, there's a lot of other positions that are valued a little bit higher in this draft. It seems.
That's interesting that you said that, because I think I remember hearing that the Vikings really liked Brian Murphy, the defensive tackle that the Seahawks took. And I wonder if they were higher on him than they were on Dallas Turner. And if that's the case, I think Walter
there was
Nolan.
Talk about that though.
Yeah,
we liked Murphy.
And I think Nolan is a better prospect than Brian Murphy is.
I think it shocks me that they got Nolan ranked as low as they do on this 20th.
Yeah, I'm excited for a Reefs consensus board to come out, which should come out any day now. And I want to see where these guys line up on the consensus board. That tends to be the best predictor for the draft, by the way.
Yeah, there's just a lot of cornerbacks early.
I was surprised that neither of us picked a guard for our 6 players.
It wasn't that many, right? There was nothing up that high, really.
It's Zabel or Cooper, right? Are the two guys.
The first guy ranked was, where is he? Yeah, they got him as O tackle, NDSU, Zabel. Yeah, I didn't see guard. I was looking. I didn't. I think we just like the D tackle so much, and then I just like the luxury pick of having getting that running back. I just don't think that re-signing our running back and trading for another one should preclude us from taking a guy that I just feel like would be a super impact.
Yeah, I said Cooper earlier. I meant Booker. Thank you, Vaughn. Let me ask you a random question here. I've been thinking about this lately. Would you be super nervous if the Bears got Ashton Genty? Because I wouldn't like that at all.
I'm not as high on Genty as other people are.
Okay.
But I hate when another team gets what I felt like is an impact,
bona fide superstar. Yeah. Me too.
I don't see. I see him comparable to Atlanta's running back. What's his name?
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson. I kind of feel like he's a Dijon. Yeah, I feel like he's similar, and really he hasn't.
Well, I think the Falcons use Bijan wrong a lot. I think he's a damn good back, and
I like him.
Yeah,
and he's an impact player. But I compared Genty like Maurice Jones-Drew a little bit.
Great comp. Yeah. Just small, built low to the ground, a bowling ball. You're not going to tackle him. He's going to bounce off of everything. Does have top end speed. I like Genty a lot. Can catch the football. I think Genty's going to be a superstar.
I still edge him out as the number 1 running back.
I think Genty goes before the 10th pick. Right now is over under from what I've seen lately has been 9.5, which puts him right at that Bears pick. They sit at 10. I feel like the Raiders have a legit chance to take him at 6. I also feel like there's a team like the Cowboys who could try to jump the Bears at 10 to go up and get him. he's a superstar. I mean, teams know this. In a top 10 that's not built with a bunch of superstars up there, in my opinion, I think someone will pull the trigger before 10. Does Chicago get frisky and trade up for him? That would suck. But at the same time, they're trading up assets to go get a running back, which makes me feel better.
If they traded up and got him, I wouldn't feel too bad about that, honestly.
Yeah, because they're giving up their capital.
I think he's a top 20 draft pick.
Oh, I think he's a top 10 pick.
I think he's a top 20 draft pick.
Yeah, well, we just see that differently. But
I mean, what's the big difference? Maybe we value running backs differently.
I just think he's a bona fide superstar I think he's a top 5 running back in the next 3 years. I think he's that good. So I don't know. Hopefully they don't get him. I'll be sad if they do.
I think we're splitting hairs. I like him. I say he's the number one running back. It's a very deep running back class.
Yeah. Let's jump into a mock draft.
Oh shit. Unprepared for that. What was the site again?
Let's see. What have I been doing? The Draft Buzz one, I don't like. It takes a little longer. Let's see. NFL Draft Sim. I've been doing NFL mock draft database. If you have a prescription, I don't know if that's a subscription, not a prescription. Sorry, that's my doctor brain. A subscription to PFF, we could do that because that's fun, but I don't pay for PFF.
Let's see if I still got that.
Your boy's got medical loans, bruh.
Let's see if I still have the... Oh, GG Sports. I still got it. Thank you, GG Sports. Let's see. All right. Randomness. Do you want randomness? More or less?
You want to share your screen? Let's do less randomness.
Let's see. Percent. Stop. Screen image. Let me stop. Let me remove that. Let me present. Image. What the hell? Video. Oh, sorry. Hit the wrong button. Image file. Oh, Jesus. Video file, extra camera. There we go. And the right. Share screen. There we go. Here we go. All right.
Now we're cooking with gas. Nice.
So, draft for needs. Well, it's kind of 3/4.
Let's
maybe a little more on randomness.
Maybe split your public versus PFF board just kind of closer to somewhere in the middle. It's the top slider. Also, we got to do 7 rounds.
Go away, Jack.
7 rounds.
Go.
Public versus PFF board.
Yeah, let's split it somewhere closer to the middle. There you go.
And care for positional value, less.
That's just going to be how that's fine.
All right.
Draft for needs. That's probably more good. Randomness. I like it. Yeah, good sliders.
Enter draft. We got Vikings.
All right, Titans are on the clock.
Start draft.
I always hate it when Cam Ward isn't the... See, that's dumb. When Tet is the first overall pick, I'm like, that's broken.
Walter Nolan, 16.
Kenneth Grant's gone. Cam Ward went 21.
Who went first?
The wide receiver.
It
makes no sense. I don't know why PFF does that. Malachi Starks 6 to the Raiders. Like, that's the problem with PFF sometimes is
he had it leaning towards people.
Do me a favor. Can we back out of this real quick? Go back. Can we start over? We're going to change the slider to public board completely. I think that's why that happened, because PFF's board has Cam Ward super low, and that's why he didn't go first overall.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Tennessee screwed it all up.
That's just a pet peeve of mine when the players at your pick like aren't really. I don't feel like it's accurate.
Screen. Simulator.
Yeah, Dylan's with us. He didn't like that either. He's like, screw that.
Okay,
All right, so we got the public board, care for positional value. I don't know where to put that. Maybe in the middle. That's probably fine. That looks, put randomness all the way down, maybe, just so we don't get any stupid picks like that. All right, let's 7 rounds. And then I would change the speed a little bit lower just in case you want to trade up. Let's kill it. All right, take Cam Ward, you sons of bitches. Yes, we're good. Travis Hunter, Shador. Okay, this looks respectable. Tyler Warren to the Bears. That's interesting. This looks like an accurate mock to me. Kenneth Grant to the Broncos. All right, there's our wow.
Walter Nolan.
So this is exactly what we're talking about. Some of our guys are on the board. Our guys where we said stick and pick, don't trade down. We got Walter Nolan here. We got Malachi Starks. Let's scroll down a little bit. There's your Amarian Hampton is there.
There's Colston Loveland for Mafia.
Yeah, I'm out on the idea of tight end, but Zabel's there. I am a huge Kevin Winston Jr. fan, by the way. Love that guy. He's only missed like 1 tackle in his collegiate career. Just a stud. Just for shits and gigs, let's see what the trade tab shows us. Like what? So on the top there where it says draft a player, right under where it says Minnesota Vikings, it says trade. Right there. Yeah. So I guess it doesn't show you the offers, does it?
28.
Well,
it should.
Let's, for the sake of our discussion earlier, I think we should stick and pick, right? Our guys are there. And we're going to go with Walter Nolan, are we not?
Yep.
Let's do it. Welcome. Walter Nolan, you're a Minnesota Viking. And we'll trade down, and Starks and Zabel went right after us. Hampton went right after us. So this could very well be a scenario for the Vikings next Thursday night where they get a guy like that who falls to 24.
Wait.
Yeah. And then they look to trade down with these later picks to just get some dart throws. And they just take the stud at 24. I think that's a perfectly fine way to handle this draft. There are some people who think, that they got to trade down, like you got to trade down, but they might not get any calls and they just might have to take someone. Right off the bat, I love the safety, Andrew Makuba from Texas, a Longhorn. He's a very good player. Damian Martinez, love that guy, but it's a running back. I don't know if that's the play right now. What else we got down the board?
Yeah. Position. Cornerback.
I like Noel Williams, but he's ranked 116. He's down the board a little bit. We click on that trade tab. Is there any offers?
We got trade down 2 spots.
We could do that. I mean, I like the safety here, but I'm also down to trade back and get a couple more picks if that's what you want to do. That's fine. Trade down 2 spots and pick up like 219, 246. Couple late round dark throws. Going for 154, you sly dog.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to click on 99. There you go. And then click on R97. It says it has a 32% chance of being accepted. So you turn that into 219 and then take 246. Yeah, so that'll be accepted. Add
You gotta have the
219.
2 picks or the higher pick.
Add 219 and 46 and then throw back our 1.
There you go.
Add in 246 for them. There you go. That'll work. So we still get extra picks and we move up from 187 to 154.
There you go.
Cool. If they take Andrew, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, we're good. We still got our safety. See what other safeties are on the board, by the way. 90 coverage grade. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's overall grade 90.
He plays in the slot a ton. Played a little outside corner, not a lot. Played a lot of box safety, a lot of deep safety. So plays all over. What's his size? Scroll up. Doesn't say. Must be.
Where is it?
Must be down, maybe. Nope.
It's weird. Analysis.
Click. Yeah.
Trends. First look.
There he is. He's
190.
6 foot 190.
22.
That's fine. Yeah, I like the guy.
What's the guard situation? Probably bad.
Yeah, take a look.
Just my center from Ohio State still there.
I like Luke Kandra there. Big dude. 162 is his range, so you can wait on him.
Yeah, so take Andrew.
Yeah, let's take a safety.
Cuba. All right.
Now we wait till 139. See what the corner situation looks. Jeffrey Bassa just went. He's a linebacker that I really like. Noel Williams, the guy that I was looking at, he just went to the Packers.
Look at this. Kyle Williams,
Yeah,
wide receiver.
He's a good wide receiver. He's a guy.
65.
He's a guy I take a lot in mock drafts late because he's a decent dude. And
why isn't he going?
I don't know. I think he's a small guy. Take a look at the first look tab. 6 foot 186. Says he's undersized, but he's got big time potential. Great release, quick feet. Shit, I'd be down for that wide receiver right here.
Where are we picking again?
154.
154. I can still get my center. Yeah, throw another wide receiver in there.
Skull Mafia likes our pick so far. Yeah, dude, go wide receiver. I love it. $154. What's the position we're looking at here?
My center.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's coming off injuries. Probably going to be kind of a red shirt year for him first half of the year. But Ryan Kelly's not a young guy, so you're going to need a backup plan. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. See what they say about him. I actually haven't read what PFS says about him. Is wow, ton of snaps at Bama before he went to Ohio State, and then he was the nation's best center. Above average rather than elite.
Sack and 8 quarterback hits in his career. So, 1 sack and 8 quarterback hits in his career.
He's just a pass blocker, man. Got a lot of experience, a lot of toughness. I like it.
You don't
Status
need him
in 2025
Good
will,
sense of where
yeah.
he needs to be at all times. Functional enough athlete to fit in most schemes. Works hard to create proper angles and run game. Torn Achilles, struggles with snats, particularly in 2023. That included tinkering and mechanics. Has hard time staying in front of defenders. Quicker first step.
I think this is a great situation to take him because you don't need him this year, right? Let him redshirt.
This is when someone asked who was my bang on the table for. I'm like, I'm saying Seth McLaughlin.
Yeah, because you can always get him late, and I like his career path. You know, you don't need him next year, but I like him to be a developmental center, and that's where I feel differently about Michael Juergens. I don't think he's big enough, Juergens. So the Vikings seem to like Juergens, but I have my doubts.
All right, McLaughlin.
Welcome.
We need an Irishman.
Click on your picks. I just want to see who we've picked so
Robinson
far.
from Nebraska.
Yep.
What'd you say?
So
Your picks?
Yeah, click on that. So we have Walter Nolan. Then we Andrew Makuba, Kyle Williams, Seth McLaughlin, and we have 2 more picks coming up. Okay. So we've hit the lines, wide receiver, safety, maybe a corner if we see a corner that's worth taking, and a linebacker.
All right.
Wow, RJ Mickens should not be here, but we've already gone safety.
And we just who is it that they said?
Go up again. Are we?
Robinson. That was a recommendation from the Peanut Gallery from AJ Halsendorf.
I
never steered us wrong.
I do like Ty Robinson here. He's an absolute steal at this point, but we've already taken Walter Nolan, and I feel like we need to take a linebacker at some point, and we should also take a corner at some point. What do you guys think about that?
Best player available. Linebacker. Oh, it's not good.
Oh, isn't that Mondin Jr. guy from Georgia super talented? I think he's a great athlete. Go down a little bit. Yeah, Mondin Jr., the Georgia backer right there at the top of your screen. Yeah, click on his profile.
6'3", 235.
Gifted athlete, top-notch explosiveness, good speed for the position, excellent tackling, dangerous player downhill. Just got to work on diagnosing plays. He's 22.
We can go best player available and we have the next pick at 246.
Oh, Jake Majors just went, by the way, at 218. He's a guy that he's like a pound on the table for me. He always goes late, and he's a good center. What's the corner situation look like? Nothing good. Oh, Malachi Moore, my guy. Why is he still available? Makes no sense. We've already gone safety, though, so.
How many Malachis are there?
I don't know.
Make a choice. Brosmer made an appearance.
Wow.
He's in the 200s.
Go with the linebacker I liked. Athletic linebacker, special teamer. We need depth. And then I am going to the peanut gallery for the last pick. Dylan says we've had a visit with Za Frazier, the cornerback. So take a look at him.
Oh, let's go cornerback. Yeah, he was in there.
Right there, UTSA.
Ooh.
Yeah, good grade last year.
6'3".
6'3", 185. Okay, he's got a little Kyrie to him. Let's go. Pop it.
All right.
Za Frazier. Yep.
There we go. Good pick. Dylan Dotson.
Good pick there, Dylan. Good call, buddy. Oh, Luke Lackey, tight end.
Max Brosner goes
He's a
232.
guy. Luke Lackey, tight end from Iowa. Always take a tight end from Iowa. Every
Matt
draft.
Robinson's still there.
We might just need to pop that at this point because that's great value.
We just knew we can get him later, guys.
You can never be deep enough in the trenches. And what else are you going to get here? Pop it. Ty Robinson. I know it's going to get an A+.
Ty Robinson. We knew we could get him later. We just had that feeling. We asked the league. We asked around.
Right. How'd we do? I think we got a solid A.
Yeah, I think it's an A.
Let's see. Walter Nolan, A+. Makuba, A+. Kyle Williams, A+. Seth McLaughlin, B+. They didn't like Zah, but we still got the A+ grade. Skull. We nailed it.
Yeah, we killed it.
Dylan let us down with the Zah.
And that was not bad for sticking and picking.
Hell yeah.
It was not bad for sticking and picking.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. I like this draft a lot. My only critique is I'd like to have more than 2 top 100 picks if possible, but that's what's going to happen. If we're going to stick and pick at 24, you're going to have to live with waiting to, the end of the third round here at 99 to pick your second player. That's the world that we're got to be comfortable living in.
I think Walter Nolan's that special to me that I could live with that. Because we don't have many holes, and this guy is going to be a stud forever.
He was number 8 on PFF's board, and we got him at 24. So if that presents itself, take good players, right?
AJ, we took him with our last pick overall, man. 246. We got A+.
We like Ty Robinson. We didn't take him earlier because we got Walter Nolan, but with the last pick there, we're like, dude, he's too good. We got to take Ty Robinson. Just be deep in the trenches.
Yeah, we started going best player available almost there at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. Good draft. If the Vikings pull this off, that'd be pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was our first stick and pick draft that we did.
Yep. And it was set up perfectly by our discussion. We had like 3 of our guys there. Hampton.
And we both liked the number 1 guy we liked was Nolan.
Yep.
I think we liked him. We talked about him, many times before in the other draft scenarios.
Yeah, it'll hurt if the Vikings trade back with Nolan on the board with like the Bills or the Chiefs or something, and they trade up for Nolan. That'll hurt a little bit. What's the capital you would need in return to feel good about that? For me, they need to get another second round pick, like move back to 30, pick up 63 or something like that, and have 2 picks in the top, like 63 picks to pass on a player like Nolan. I'm guessing you wouldn't like it. It'd be a gut punch when it happens.
It's kind of like that last player that of need that would be an impact for us.
Mm-hmm.
The need and the instant impact. I mean, I just feel like he's gonna play right away.
Yep.
He just looks mean out there, just explosive, and his testing is explosiveness. It shows explosiveness. So I really like. I just think he's up there. He's my other bang on the table guy.
Yeah, I think
I always want a nose tackle, but I just feel like this guy is going to be just another defensive lineman in Vikings lore.
Yeah,
that we've always seemed to hit on.
AJ says that he is so sure that we're trading back for more picks, but he could be wrong.
And that's the other 3 drafts we did. That's what we did.
Yeah, I agree with you. They have 4 picks, so yes, they're going to be running that clock down, waiting for teams to give them offers. But when you look at this type of draft where it's very flat in the range that they are in, from 20 to 50, you may not get teams looking to move up. You just might not. What's really going to determine that is there a run on a certain position that a team freaks out and calls the Vikings because they want the last wide receiver or whatever, right? That's going to present the opportunity for the Vikings to move back, in my opinion. So if they move back, I would like it. Just please get good value, right? Like make it worth our time. We've seen some terrible trade offers from like these ESPN articles and things like that, where it's like I saw the Vikings move back to the second round and they got like a 2026 third round pick or something for it. And I was like, no way. I'm not taking that deal. Don't do that. Like, don't just move back for the sake of moving back. Take a good player there if everyone's offering you garbage.
Do you have a trade up guy?
You're saying, holy shit, we need to trade up now? It's a great question, AJ. I like the question. For me, Genty is that guy. At what level do I like, oh, we better go get that guy? Probably 20 before he hits the Broncos at 21. But there's not a guy in this draft where I'm willing to give up the farm to go up and get him. Like I'd be okay with a next year third to move up 5 spots or something like that. But nothing crazy. How about you, Dave?
I'm not there trading up, man.
Like there's no superstar talent that could fall that you're like, oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
That I think's realistic?
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's anything.
I don't think so either, but like Genty falling, I don't think that's realistic, but that's really the only superstar in my mind where I'm like, okay, I would trade up for that guy. I really like that wide receiver, Tet, the Arizona wide receiver, the tall guy.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't trade up
I
for
like
him.
long receivers like him.
I wouldn't trade up for him though. I'd just let him fall and then take him at 24 if he's there.
Yeah. Yeah, when I looked at him initially for this list, but I'm like, yeah, he's not coming down to us.
No. Yeah, he won't make it.
I just want to make it more realistic, but he's super long, and it looks like Justin Jefferson long, that kind of type of length. I know there's a different probably receiver he's more comparable to. He's 6'5", so but Justin Jefferson, even though he's like 6'1", he's super long. That's what I see in him. Let me look at him. He is.
AJ says we got to look up a guy named Jalen Knoll, sneaky sleeper wide receiver. Got to look him up. Yeah, I don't know anything about Jalen Knoll.
Jalen Knoll. What was the position?
Wide receiver.
Oh.
He's 22.
Jalen Knoll, wide receiver.
Oh, he was an Iowa State wide receiver. Okay. Yeah, I did hear a little bit about him.
Yeah, I got him here 19th. They got him ranked in CBS.
5'10", 195. Very athletic. 4.39 40, 151 10-yard split. Holy shit, 41.5-inch vertical jump. This guy is an athlete. 23 reps on the bench. He's a third-round draft projection. His NFL comparison is Bruce Ellington. Interesting.
Yeah, he's good.
Let's look up Walter Nolan's draft comparison.
That'd be a good late pick, man. Oh, nice route. Oh, wow. Yeah, man. I'm looking at
Walter Nolan, draft projection round 1/2. His NFL comparison is John Franklin Myers. Who the hell is that? He has starting size, but won't blow you away with his physical traits, he says.
Yeah, I'm Jalen Knoll, man. He's on my board now. I'm looking at him. Nice route running, man. He catches with his hands. He's that thick legs. He reminds me of Percy Harvin.
Derek Harmon's draft projection is round 1 NFL comparison, Daquan Jones. Do you know who any of these players are? I feel like I don't know these guys. This is Lance Zerline's draft profile, by the way, that I keep looking at these guys.
What's up, Gary? You just missed our awesome draft.
Yeah, man, you missed a great episode, Gary.
Yeah,
Welcome in, though.
Yeah, AJ, I that's the first thing I noticed is his route running. And yeah, to me, he kind of looks like not as shifty of a Percy Harvin, but a really good route runner. And he's got speed. He's getting by people in every single highlight. He seems to be just burning by people. Like they. Oh, geez, yeah, and he catches with his hands. So I'm shocked they got him ranked 19th here. Yeah, it's got a lot of Percy Harvin in him.
Sounds like a fun watch. Percy Harvin was the man. I mean, he was so fun. So electric with the ball in his hands.
He's got some Jordan Addison route running in him.
Wasn't it kind of interesting how similar Cordell Patterson was to Percy Harvin, like just the movement ability, but just a completely different body type?
Yeah, but so much taller, yeah.
He was so much taller. He was just smooth. You know what I mean? Patterson, the way he cut was so smooth, whereas Harvin was fast, just electric fast. Patterson almost saw the lanes happen before they happened. He could read that super well.
Yeah, as far as kick returners, they're just unmatched, right? They got to be
so good at that.
The 2 in the top 5 all-time kick returners. And
Devin Hester, Cordell Patterson. 1. Yeah, I think Patterson does have the touchdown record for kick returns.
Yeah,
I think he does.
And that's kind of sad because half of it, part of his career is
could have had so many more
anti-kick return.
Yep. Remember when Percy Harvin would catch the football above his head for kickoff returns? He would do this and catch it up here and bring it down.
That's why I was saying I don't compare this kid's hands to Percy's.
Yeah. Josh Cribbs was an unbelievable returner. He was awesome. Him and Patterson were like neck and neck. Very similar dudes.
We had Palmer back in the day.
Yep. Well, guys, I got surgery in the morning, so I'm going to have to call this episode, but it's been super fun hanging out with everybody, talking ball. I missed it. It's been a couple weeks. And we're going to catch everybody here next Tuesday night, same time, 8:45 p.m. Central for our next live. And just bring a bunch of draft questions our way. We'll just do a long question and answer type thing. See if we got something else up our sleeve, maybe one final mock draft and set some parameters. Maybe if you guys want to be more interactive with that, let us know. But that was fun, man. Good episode, Dave.
All right, man. Glad to be back.
Glad to be back. Right. Skull Vikes, guys. Next week's it's real, so bring it.
This is exactly what the Vikings are going to be doing next Tuesday. All right.
Oh, mocks for days. I want a mock.
Skull Vikes. Later.
Later.